Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel, I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to get out of debt and simplify our financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Okay, so today's video is going to be a weekly check-in, a little cash unstuffing, and I am really excited because it's going to be much more streamlined than the first one that I did, because I have been cash stuffing smaller denominations, so I know I'll be able to make change, and also just we have a buildup in each envelope at this point, and so making change is going to be a little bit easier. So I will go ahead and get you guys zoomed in so that we can get started on tracking our expenses. Okay, so you will notice that the expense tracker this time is a little bit different from the one that I used in my last weekly check-in video. I have been tweaking it, just kind of like working with it and trying to find a design that I am happy with. And I think I've zeroed in on this. I think I really like this one. So this is the one that we're going to be going with. Obviously, when you're doing cash budgeting or any kind of budgeting system, it's important to stick with one planner or binder or whatever. But because I am working on kind of trying to develop my own budgeting planner, I'm going to be testing out these sheets on you guys and getting honest feedback, which I welcome in the comments. So please don't hesitate to say like, Veda, we don't like this, or I think it would work better if it looked like this, et cetera, et cetera. So this is what we're working with today to track our expenses. And I'm sorry, I'm like a page slanter. So it's probably gonna look crazy to you guys, but it works for me. So, well, I guess I can just write, this is still the month of February. I think I mentioned in my, my last video, or I'm trying to remember what would have been my cash or my weekly check-in last week, that I didn't have, I did make debit purchases, but they didn't hit my account yet. And so I wasn't going to pay the bank back until they did hit, and they hit. So the dates will look a little like crazy, but because typically I don't go that long without paying myself back, but because they didn't hit the account, that's why they're just showing up this week. First up was a debit purchase. So that's what the type is here for. This is just for my purposes of indicating whether it was a debit transaction or a cash transaction, because I do like to track both of those in the expense, on the expense tracker sheet. Like I don't have separate areas where I track those things. And so that's why I have type listed here for that purpose. So the type of this was a debit transaction. The date was on the 12th of February, and it was at Target. So I'm just going to put Target here. And then the total amount of that purchase was $19.80. So I'm subtracting from my account, and it was $19.80. And the reason why I haven't filled this in was because the total $19.80 came from two different categories. So I'm going to go ahead and jump down here. I will just go ahead and put little arrows just so that you're aware on your, like when you look at this as a whole and you're trying to reconcile this with your bank account, you can see I made a $19.80 purchase, and it came from, and then for your own tracking purposes, you'll know what categories it came from. So for me, it came from, oh, I lied. It was $119.80. I'll just put a 1 there. Okay. So for me, this came from Target because I do have a Target category. I buy specific kinds of groceries from Target exclusively. And so we have a budget line item for that. And then the rest of it came from Partey because my daughter's birthday party was last weekend. And so I was picking up little bits and pieces here and there. So the target amount was 100 even. And then the rest of it came from birthday parties. So it was 1980. So this one, our target line item stays in our bank account. So I don't have to pay this one back. But this one is something I cash pool for, Partey. So I'm just going to put an asterisk next to it so that I know that I have to cash pool for this specifically. Next up was also a debit purchase. Most of these are debit purchases. So it was another, oh my gosh, you guys are going to think I live at Target. I mean, I kind of do, but that's neither here nor there. It was on the 14th. But again, I had the birthday party coming up. So it's not like I live at Target all the time. I specifically was going there because I had to make sure that I had everything that I needed from Target. So this one was a total of $24.14. So 24. Oh, I forgot to write Target. Hold on. Target. The total was $24.14. And again, I'll do the arrows so that I know that this is broken down into categories. So this one was toiletries. Oh, I guess this wasn't for the birthday party. And miscellaneous. Oh, I remember what this was. This was because I needed a new brow pencil. So that comes from toiletries. And I needed like packing tape and stuff because I sold a bag on Poshmark. So that's what that was from. Oh, all of these are subtracted from my account. Okay. And so the toiletries expense was 12, let me see, hold on. Yeah, $12.33. And the miscellaneous expense was $11.81. And both of these need to be paid back to the account. Next up was an online purchase. So I'll just do D for debit because it shows up the same way. It was on the 15th and it was from Stanley. And if you follow me on Instagram, you're probably judging me right now because I literally, like probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, said, you know, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need a fancy Stanley cup to drink your water from. Just drink from a cup in your kitchen. And then I went and bought one of those stainless steel 40-ounce cups. But guys, I have a reason, okay? I was bringing a water bottle to work, like a big one that held like a liter of water, but it doesn't have a straw. And I don't know if you're like me, but I am much more inclined to drink the daily requirement of water for myself if I'm drinking from a straw. Like when I'm at home, I put it in like a huge mason jar and then I just drink from a straw and I drink a ton of water that way. But when I was at work, because it was from a water bottle and I didn't have a straw, this makes me sound like a child. I'm sorry. Judge me if you need to. But because I had it from a water bottle, I wasn't drinking as much water as I should. And I would be feeling super dehydrated when I came home from work. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and fall to the crowd and buy a Stanley cup. So that's what I did. So this comes from my spending money. Oh wait, I have it. Hers. I was getting ready to write Veda. I have it under the category hers. And then how much was that? It was $46.38. I signed up for the email or whatever. And so I got a discount because I'm a sucker. Anyway. So yeah, so what did I say? $46.38. And this will have to be paid back to the account from my cash envelope. Next up is another Target purchase. This really was for the birthday party. 216 Target, and there were no other categories. It was just Partey. And it was a total of 38, is that what that says? 38.61. And that is going to have to be paid back to the account. I missed one on the 15th. Okay, so 215 Starbucks. This also comes from me because I got myself a little coffee, but I just, I reloaded my Starbucks card or app or whatever. And so it was $10, and that is also going to be cash pulled. Next up is, this was a cash purchase, so this one I won't have to pay back, but just so you see, like, this is how I track things. So this is what it looks like. It was on the 20th, Trader Joe's. Grocery was the category, and it was $285. So obviously it didn't come out that clean. It was like $284 and some change, but I mean, I put my change in the coin jar, and so it just looks like I lost $285 from that purchase. And that is it. I did get some money in from selling something, but that's not something that I would include on this. I mean, it serves no purpose to show it to you. So anyway, all right. So now that I've got all of this written down, let's go ahead and cash pull all of this money. Okay, let's get started. So the money that I have to pull is just going to come from these two envelopes. Nothing from here is high priority. I have the calculator out because math is hard. And let's just go ahead and get started. So I'll just grab from the bottom first here. So we've got $10 from Starbucks, and that comes from my sinking fund. And I think I have two items. Yeah, I have two items. So $10 and then it's gonna be 47. So for a purchase like this where it was $46.38, I just pay the bank back. I pay our account back $47. And then actually what my husband and I have been doing is we have what we call like a virtual coin jar. And so once this money builds up, we're gonna cash pull it and then put it in one of our low priority sinking funds, or just something that we feel like maybe could use an extra little bit of cash. And we've been doing this for a couple of months now, actually, and we have over $5 in that virtual coin jar. So it's kind of cool because it's a little savings challenge, especially if you're like us, where we don't really do a lot of savings challenges because all of our money is going to debt. Like literally every spare cent that we have that is not being saved and put in a sinking fund or spent on bills or expenses, it's all going to our debt. So it's fun for us to be able to take this little change and kind of move it around our budget and beef up an envelope that maybe we feel like we'd like to throw a little bit of extra cash at without impacting our debt payoff goals. So anyway, let's just get back to this. So it's going to be 47 and 10, which is 57 from my envelope. Here we go. What did I say? 57, right? Oh, that's okay. So 50. Oh, I just have, well, let's see, maybe I have 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I do. That's so convenient. Okay. So I am left with 100, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 290, 291, and 292. All right. And I will just go ahead and do 1s and 50s. All right, so let me go ahead and I will put a check mark next to both of what I have paid back for myself. There we go. Okay. Why didn't I start at the top? I'm so silly. Okay, let's go into birthday parties or partay, because I have 2 transactions from there as well. So 1980, which we're rounding up to 20, and then 3861, which we're rounding up to 39. So that is going to be $59 that I need to pull from birthday parties. 50. Okay, so I'll just do 60 and grab $1 change. Oh, I didn't build in space for 5s. So, right? Yes. So 50, 5, 65, 70, 1, 2, and 3 left in birthday parties. And let me pay, I don't know why I closed my pen. So I paid that back and paid this back, right? Yes, everything with an asterisk next to it needs to be paid back. So then we have toiletry. Oh, you know what? Toiletries I actually put in high priority. Hold on. Okay, so I had a toiletries expense of $12.33, which will be getting paid back $13. So let's see. Oh, I do have, so 10, 11, 12, 13. See, it pays to stuff small denominations. I have learned. Okay, ready? So left in toiletries. Oh, wait. Did I pay 12 or did I pay 13? You know what? If I'm $1 shy at the end, we know why. Okay, 20, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. And I just want to say, somebody in the comments, so I had some really crisp ones in my last cash stuffing, and they were all sticking together, and it made it next to impossible to count. And somebody in the comments said, take the flimsier, older ones and put them in between the crisp ones, and it will make counting so much easier. And that's what I did, and she was right. So if you have crisp bills that stick together and you can't get them, and they're difficult to count, put flimsy old ones between them and they will be easy to count. That was the best tip I think that I've gotten so far. So did I say what was left in toiletries? 20, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. 49 left in toiletries. And then last up, I think, right? Yeah, I paid the toiletries back, and now I just have to grab miscellaneous, which is low priority, and pay back. It was $11.81, so we're gonna grab $12. Is miscellaneous? There we go. 10, 11, 12. All right, so now left in miscellaneous, we have 10, 21. And as per usual, I will be updating my, excuse me, my individual trackers off camera, because it's just not fun content. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out if I'm $1 short. Let's add this up really quickly. So here, sitting here in front of me, I should have $141 sitting here. So let's give her a count. Let's go 51. I forgot how to count that quick. 50, 100, 110, 120, 130, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and 141. So I did not forget to do that one. All right, so this is the money that is going back to the bank today. And that was much, much easier than the very first time I ever did a weekly check-in, and I did not have the denominations that I needed to pay myself back. And it was all kinds of crazy math, and it was probably painful for you guys to watch too, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, all right, so that's gonna do it for this week's check-in. I hope you guys find these videos helpful. I like making stuff like this because when I was brand new to cash stuffing, and I mean before I had ever even decided that it was something that I was going to do, but the videos showed up in my algorithm, because I was trying to figure out what everybody was doing, I watched as many videos as I could to try to understand people's processes and just try to figure out how I was going to go about implementing what I was learning from other people. I hope that my videos can function like that for other people too. So that's why I make them, but also I just think it's fun. I think they're fun to make. I think it's fun to see what people spend their money on. I'm certainly nosy enough to wonder what everybody is spending their cash on if they share it, just because I don't know, I'm curious. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in today. Please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Come say hi in the comments, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And then I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.